Hi, it's Marissa from Maribel Scraps. Can we come to you with another English video today? I just have a few things I'd like to show you. I'm having a scrapbooking get together this Saturday, tomorrow. It's very small. I think you'd call it more a crop than a scrapbooking get together. We're so little people. We are 14. Portugal doesn't know. How can I explain? In Portugal, scrapbooking isn't very well known, but we are starting slowly, and I think 14 people going to this little crop is absolutely fabulous, and I'm so glad that we're actually having a scrapbooking get together to exchange ideas and techniques and etc. So the this little crop we're having is at a house of one of a scrapbook friend. She has difficulties while driving in a car, and she had some problems, and now she can't drive. So the copy is going to be at her house. So I thought, well, what we all thought, would just make a little something just to remember the day, and I made her a little book just so that she can like journal or write in whatever. So, but basically what I did, I bind it with my binder roll. Okay, these are the white 1-inch binding rings, and what I did with them, just to make them a little more grumpy. I don't know if you can see that. What's the bad lighting that I have here? I just used some alcohol inks. It's the copper, and just dabbed a little bit on the white, so it made it look a little bit vintagey and ruffled up. As you can see, the front cover I used the Mariposa collection. This is one of the papers from that Mariposa collection. And on top here, of course, I used some of my Roses flowers in blue. She likes blue, so most of the papers I have inside are blue. Have some skeleton leaves in the bottom here. Don't know if you can see them. They are very, well, they're called skeleton leaves. There we go. Not for nothing. And then I used some of the R2 in blue flowers. And these are the S10s, they in brown, just to fill up those empty spaces. And then this is I think it's the R21. It's in black. And what I did with this one, I went again with my alcohol ink in bronze. I've only got one color, got the bronze one. And I just, with the tip of the alcohol ink, I just did the tips of the petals, and it gave up that little look. Trying to find the best lighting for you there. Maybe there. So on the tips, I just used the nib of the alcohol ink, and I did that black rose. And in the back here, I have those big leaves. Let me put this sideways. Those big leaves, and these little rose buds, also from my roses. The blue ones, I think these are. Can't remember what the references. That's quite alright. And then there's tiny little yellow ones down here also. This is like lifted up so she can move down. I didn't want to put too much on the cover, because since it's a book that she will journal in or write in, normally when you fill up the cover is, and when you turn and you write on this side, I think it's if you get too much on the cover, it will kind of impose on your writing. So I left the cover pretty simple. And inside, all I did was I used some of the Mariposa paper just to cover the back, and I made some pockets. This is a little pocket, okay. And then each separation has 12 pages. Sorry, 12 pages. This is just a simple paper. See if I can, okay, get it all in the camera there. This is a page that I got from, I think I got this from Sharon. And I did another pocket here, and then basically that's all that the book has. More of the Mariposa paper. I got 12 pages, and I put a pattern paper in between. 12 pages and a pattern paper in between. Okay, another pocket. Just flip through so you can see the papers I used. And there. It's very pretty. And then the back page. And the back is simple, it's just blue cardstock, nothing too complicated. So that's what I did, just to thank her for, you know, giving her home and letting 14 people enter it for this crop. And then what I also did, we are doing a swap from this. We have a farm We have a farm about scrapbook in Portugal. It's growing. We've got quite a few ladies in, like, participating in the swaps and in the albums that we make, the projects that we make. And the swap that was going on was a junk journal swap. So I made a junk journal, which happens to be the same lady what I'm giving the little journal book for. So what I came up with, this is the cover. Okay, I just got a chipboard piece this is from Maya Road. I've had it for ages, and it says friendship. And I just embossed it with some copper embossing powder, and then you can't see it with the lighting, but it's very dim. I just dabbed it with some Perfect Pearl, the blue one. What color is this? This is the blue raspberry. Okay, just to give that like that patina look. I think you can see some of it there, just below the D. And then the top note, I embossed it in black, and I put the same blue raspberry over it with the same Perfect Pearls with a little paintbrush, and I just heat it up again just so that it would stick. And then I had these little charms, the key charms and the clock charm. I did with these, I just brushed them over with some of my alcohol ink, the bronze one, just to give it that age look, because these were all, this is silver, and it didn't quite match with the gold and bronze, so I just bronzed it up. This I put some bronze on in the middle of it just to give that rusty look, and this key was black, and I also put some bronze on it. And then behind it, let me just try and lift the camera a bit. There we go. Behind it, I just have a scallop circle. Okay, and then this is a scallop square, which behind this crown, which I embossed with a tinsel black. It's black with tinsel blue, and I really did not like the effect that it gave. I think you can see the tinsel there a little bit. I didn't like the effect, so I put this crown over it. And basically, what I did with the crown, I have my pearl makers, and I just made little dots of pearl. And I did the same thing here with a scalloped circle, and a little bird charm here. We did it that way. Little bird charm there, and I also alcohol inked him in bronze. In another friendship, the chipboard friendship, all I did was just I tied a little ribbon with a little charm here. It's like a little key lock. And I also bronzed him up with my alcohol ink. And here I just put some some fiber, sorry, and the little dragonfly. The dragonfly was loose, but I kept opening and closing the book, and it was annoying me, so I stuck him down there with a little pop dot. He's on a pop dot. So now he's stick. And then I used some of my my pearl maker, and just to dot the I on friendship. And inside the book, inside my junk journal, let me see if I can really put the camera more up. There we go. Yeah, that's better. I used up all not all of them. I still had plenty more scrap papers, but basically what I did was I left some papers for her to journal. We got the lines in. I just used my ink pads just to ruffle it up, and then I cut the strips and I put them in as borders. And then some of the pages will have like what do you call these, collage, and then I left some open for pockets. Okay, I think that's open also down there. And then another place for the journal. This is just a scrap piece of paper which you can journal or put a photo. Here is a pocket, which I just joined two pieces of paper and I made a pocket. This page here is just painted with black acrylic paint and copper metallic paint, and then I marked parched the whole thing, and then I stuck these little fibers on them. These are from a tapestry thing that I had, and I just took the fibers out. And then basically the next page is just normal scrap piece of paper, so that you can put a photo or journal. And I just dressed the whole page in with my walnut stain. And this page is one of my favorite techniques that I learned from Rachel what's her YouTube, Rachel 0013, something like that, or Rachel 113, something like that, where she teaches that you just stamp whole page with a whole bunch of stamps, and then you just color with ink pads, with the little sponging the ink pads, and just color in the whole page. And I used my metallic silver just to outline some of the stamped images. And this page, just normal piece of paper. These are pockets. Okay, so you can stick some tags in. This page, I just glossy accented freehand drawing. Okay, I drew this freehand with glossy accent, and then I distressed it with aged mahogany and broken china to get that purpley look. And then, of course, by cleaning with a little tissue, the image pops up. And then again, these pages, so basically that's all I did. Another collage page with a pocket here, and then just two little journaling spots. Another page with the stamped images and the ink pads. These tags are actually glued on. I ran these through my Big Shot. And basically the other pages I think are just simple enough. These are all strips, and they are left open for tags. Another pocket, just a simple trim that I put here, and these are all open. And basically that's all I did. Another page with this is black and black acrylic ink and gold metallic ink, and I just put a die cut from a slice. And then simple pages, not so complicated. And then I made a whole bunch of pocket pages. This one comes up here. This one's down here, which you can also open and journal. Okay, so it's in here. And then there's a pocket down here and a pocket up here. And then this is a normal pocket. And then here it goes in there. And that's it. And then another collage page, another page where I use my glossy accent to draw something. And basically that's it. Black acrylic paint and blue metallic paint. And then just a ribbon, or trim rather. These are pockets here and here. And here's another pocket. And do this quickly. Basically the pages are the same. These are pages that I crumpled up white cardstock and went through my ink pad, and then glimmer misted it with some gold glimmer mist, and then ironed it, and it came out like that. Quite enjoyed this technique. And another collage page. And these are pockets. Got one here. Bring it closer. Got one here. Got one there and there. So pockets. When I got to the end, I kind of didn't know what to do. I ran out of ideas, and she actually told me to leave about a few pages in the end, and I just cannot fill up these pages. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. I just don't know what to do with them, and I have to hand it in tomorrow. So she told me to just leave it as it is, and she'll fill it in. So that I hand drew, by the way. Looks like a cave. And that's it. That's the junk journal I made for my partner. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you later. Bye now.